In this video, I wanted to talk about one of the hidden grappling techniques that appears in pattern Do-san. And if you watch this pattern, there's a point about halfway through the pattern where there is a fingertip middle straight thrust. And after that, depending on what school you train at, if you look at some of the ITF schools, you'll see kind of a peculiar motion like this prior to the student turning around and doing the back fist side strike. You're probably wondering what they're doing there and why we don't do it that way. And what's actually happening is, and again, you'll see these grappling techniques, these hidden grappling techniques in the Taekwondo patterns, and they pop up from time to time. Our school generally doesn't observe them because they break the flow of the pattern and they destroy the foundation move that you're actually trying to do. So the only time where you'll actually see us doing one of those techniques is if it does not break the flow of the pattern. If it does, that technique is removed. So some of these, I believe these techniques were added later. I don't believe they were actually part of the original patterns the way they were intended. So anyway, here's the one in pattern Do-san. So if I'm coming in and I do my fingertip middle straight thrust like this. So the idea behind this is that the person has grabbed my wrist now while I was doing the technique. And if you look at the way they break out of this hold, you'll see them try to push forward like this to try and escape. And if you've ever tried this with a partner, you're going to find out very quickly that that doesn't work. You can't shove forward to try and break out of the hold. Very difficult, not going to happen. You're not working your way out of their grip at all by doing this, really. A little bit, but we can do better. So instead of doing this, what you need to do is you need to turn to the side and down. So from here, turning to the side, drop out like this, and then come around and you do the back fist side strike from there. So it's the difference between this trying to push forward, where you see them do their strike and then they push forward, versus doing this and then coming over and striking with the back fist side strike that way. The other thing is, if you're doing a fingertip middle straight thrust and you're able to continue pushing forward like this, it means you didn't really throw a proper fingertip middle straight thrust to begin with. You didn't really reach out and strike your opponent. If you stop it short such that you can still go forward afterwards, then you didn't really hit your opponent at all. So if you're doing a fingertip middle straight thrust properly, you can let go just for a second, you should actually strike and pull back. So you hit your opponent and then retract the arm so it comes in like this. So if it's going to get grabbed, it's going to get grabbed on the way back like this after I've already done the strike. So already the technique is kind of, it's not really plausible, it's not realistic that somebody is going to grab the hand after you've already struck them in the solar plexus. But, you know, assuming somebody does, me trying to go forward again from here and trying to come back out after I've already used my momentum up, I don't have even the strength to try and push forward at this point. But what I can do is I can turn it over and go down and then come around and strike. So when you see us doing the patterns and you wonder why it's over and down in this motion, that's the reason why. It's to break out of that grip, but also doing so in a way that preserves the pattern and doesn't destroy the foundation movements in the pattern. So till next time, thanks.